This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 4th day of December in the year 2019. Here is what we're tracking tonight. President David Granger today reiterated his call for motorists to exercise greater care in the use of the roads and to reduce unnecessary accidents that claim the lives of both children and adults. Amid the recent increase in accidents, the president said the deaths, disabilities, and injuries and damage to property caused by the accidents on the roadways is deeply distressing.
The deaths, disabilities, and injuries and damage done to property caused by accidents on our roads are deeply distressing. I extend the sympathy of my cabinet and government to the relatives, families, and friends of those who have been killed or injured as a result of road accidents. I wish the survivors a speedy recovery.
The president noted that the road accidents represent a threat to human safety and noted that every accident is one too many.
This insane increase in road fatalities has been caused mainly by persons driving at excessive speeds, by persons driving under the influence of alcohol, by persons driving without due care and attention, or what is called inattentiveness, and by persons driving on roads which are congested or unsafe for other road users, particularly pedestrians, 30 of whom were killed.
In his statement, President Granger also made reference to recent statistics, which show that persons between the ages of 16 and 42 years represent more than 3 out of every 5 fatalities on the country's roadways.
I urge all road users to observe the Guyana Police Force's code of behavior: care, caution, consideration, common sense, and courtesy as they drive on our roadways. Guyanese, I am confident that the government, police force, non-governmental organizations such as regional road safety associations, and civil society could combine their efforts to make road use safe for everyone.
Mr. Granger also made reference to a 3-point approach to road safety that he had proposed in his address at the launch of Road Safety Month. The approach seeks to have more stringent enforcement of traffic laws, including those prescribing driving under the influence of alcohol, playing distracting music, and the use of cellular phones while driving. It also speaks to having greater road safety education through a systematic and sustained countrywide campaign, which must be conducted. In addition, the president wants to see the driver's licensing process strengthened to ensure that only competent and responsible persons are certified to drive vehicles, especially passenger vehicles. In November, 21 persons, including 3 children, died as a result of 15 road accidents, and 114 persons, 9 of whom were children, were killed in 97 road accidents so far for this year. More news coming up in just a moment.
Enter the GBTI Quick Cash Christmas promotion and make it a Christmas to remember. You get up to $500,000 easy for anything you want this Christmas. Plus, enter for a chance to win fabulous items for your home. 1 complete 7-foot granite top base kitchen cabinet, 1 sectional suite, 1 5-piece dinette set, and complimentary baskets of goodies. Apply at your nearest branch or online at www.gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Christmas through your eyes.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
It's bigger, it's better, it's back. It's GTT's plus size Christmas promotion. Connect with your friends and loved ones with GTT services to benefit from our biggest ever Christmas bundle of specials and be one of our plus size winners. Visit our website or call 227-9444 for more information today.
Big bundles for you. Big bundles for you. Top up a grand, we make a winner out of you. We got a game show for you. Game show for you.
Welcome back. A spate of fatal crashes on the country's roadways over the past week has prompted a safety plea as the busy holiday season arrives. At least 21 persons were killed in various accidents across the country during the month of November. Coordinator of the Guyana Road Safety Council, Ramona Durgan, told News Source in an interview today that the recent spate of road carnage is unacceptable, and she pleaded with persons to slow down.
Every death is really hard for the Road Safety Council, and to see 21 deaths in November month, it was really unacceptable. We had too much blood on our roadways, and it's very, very unacceptable. It don't have to happen.
At present, persons charged with speeding face a fine of between $5,000 to $7,000, although speeding is the leading cause of road accidents in Guyana. Durgan feels that drivers have developed an attitude whereby they don't care whether they have to pay a fine or not because the fines are low and affordable.
We have seen that it's too small, even for death by dangerous driving and those things we're talking about. When we see them, the judges and the magistrates should $1 million fine.
The Guyana Road Safety Council coordinator said the matter is actively engaging the attention of the Law Enforcement Subcommittee, which is headed by retired Senior Police Superintendent Owen Trotz. Out of the discussions, the council intends to propose higher fines for both speeding and death by dangerous driving as a means of discouraging speeding and reckless behavior on the roadways. Additionally, the council is also looking at proposing in its 2020 plan the demerit point system, which is used globally for drivers. However, Durgan said it would require a comprehensive computerized system.
Those are the proposals that came out from our subcommittee, and we are working on putting them towards the ministry to put into policy, so we can have strident measures in place.
In light of the increased accidents during the holiday season, the Guyana Road Safety Council is once again appealing to the general public, especially those drivers, to use more care and caution on the country's roadways. An 18-year-old motorcyclist has become the country's latest road fatality. The young man lost his life last evening in the Houston Meadowbank area when he slammed into a large truck and trailer that had failed to stop at the intersection. The dead youth has been identified as Deshaun Morris of Eastern Penitence. According to a police statement on the incident, Morris was riding his motorcycle north on the eastern driveway of the western carriageway of the Houston Public Road, along with a pillion rider. The truck with the trailer, which is owned by Munishwars Limited, was being driven by 45-year-old Sunarain Prasad. The report said as the truck and trailer approached the intersection of Meadowbank and the Houston Public Road, the driver failed to stop and continued onto the Houston Public Road. The truck and trailer ended up in the pathway of the motorcycle, and the motorcyclist slammed into it. The motorcyclist and his pillion rider were pitched onto the roadway. The rider was badly injured. The pillion rider received minor injuries. The young rider, Deshaun Morris, was taken to the Georgetown Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The truck driver has since been arrested. A breathalyzer test was done on the driver and no trace of alcohol was found in his system. At the hospital, shocked family members of the dead youth were inconsolable as they confirmed his death. Guyana has recorded several road deaths in the past 2 weeks. Just last week, the Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency said the government is pained by the number of road deaths. He issued a call for much more care and consideration on the country's roadways. Agents of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit are preparing charges against a Berbice man after he was held with over 100 pounds of compressed marijuana in the trunk of his car. A statement from Kanu said East Kanji Berbice resident Jairam Lalman was intercepted by Kanu agents on Monday night along Mandela Avenue just behind the Botanical Gardens. A search of his car revealed several large bulk packages of the marijuana squeezed into the trunk of that car. Lalman was immediately taken into custody. Kanu said the marijuana was being transported to a location here in Georgetown when the bust took place. It is suspected that it was brought all the way from Berbice. 3 other persons have since been arrested as the probe into the marijuana find continues. Let's tell you now that the Guyana Defense Force today defended its decision to purchase specialized drones at a cost of $180 million to assist in its surveillance and other work. In a statement issued today, the GDF said in its decision to purchase the specialized drones, there were several requirements. Among those requirements were for the drones to be long-range ones, with real-time state-of-the-art surveillance capability. They were also required to have high endurance and long-distance flight time, along with variable weather flight capabilities, easy and quick deployment, and easy and quick field refueling and recharging. Additionally, the Guyana Defense Force wanted the drones to afford easy use by operators and for them to have simple maintenance and life cycle span. Quiet and limited detectability while in flight, and support for narrowband and broadband repeater equipment were among the other requirements, along with maneuverability in confined spaces. The GDF said evaluating drones which met its requirement narrowed down its choices, since many of the easily available and cheaper drones could not meet many of the requirements it had stated. The field was narrowed down to choosing the drones manufactured by two companies, Wingcopter and Skyfront. In the end, the GDF said it was the drones manufactured by Skyfront that edged out the competitor, and that mostly came down to its flying time. The Guyana Defense Force also said it should be noted that the two companies started their operations just 1 year apart, with the company that was not chosen being the one that started up later. The GDF statement today came in response to several questions being posed on social media and in at least one section of the press about the price tag attached to the drones and whether that money could have been used to purchase other equipment. Turning now to the education sector, the Guyana Teachers Union is against the move by the Education Ministry to have secondary schools across the country host Christmas luncheons instead of Christmas parties for the students. The GTU believes the Education Ministry's decision breaks away from tradition. General Secretary of the GTU, Coretta MacDonald, told News Source today that the union is not in support of the sudden shift in policy.
The thing is, children would have worked all year. And we all know, because we've been to schools, that Christmas party is what our children look forward to having. What we are supposed to be doing, rather than abolishing and putting a ban on Christmas parties, our job is to effectively monitor what happens at our Christmas parties.
Ms. MacDonald said while the union was not consulted, she believes the union could have worked along with the Education Ministry to come up with a new format to the end-of-year celebrations. In a memo, the Education Ministry instructed all secondary schools to host luncheons instead of Christmas parties, and the students will have to attend those luncheons in their school uniforms, and the event should be over by 2:30 in the afternoon. But the GTU official maintains that the change may be another act of double standard by the Education Ministry.
We don't want to have Christmas parties with whatever secular music. But what happens at mash time? When it's Mashramani, we have the children there gyrating on the road to all kinds of music. I'm hoping that the same thought would be given to Mashramani. And so we'll have patriotic songs being played when it's our Mashramani time.
Meanwhile, former Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan has also publicly commented on the issue. She said it seems as though the ministry is conceding that it is unable to manage schools in a way that gives children wide and varied experiences that allow them to learn and socialize, even as they are taught to do so in a responsible manner. But scores of teachers from across the country have come out in support of the Education Ministry's decision, and many parents are also supportive. While Chief Education Officer Marcel Hudson is set to proceed on accumulated leave as he heads into retirement. Mr. Hudson, who has spent decades working at the Ministry of Education, is owed more than 200 days of leave, and the decision has been made that he proceeds on the owed leave as he approaches retirement. Minister of Education Nicolette Henry this afternoon told News Source that Hudson's leave will begin in early 2020. She dismissed reports on social media that the Chief Education Officer had been fired. She said he is still on the job and will remain on the job until he proceeds on leave in the new year. President David Granger has been pressing his ministers and permanent secretaries to ensure that senior officials who are owed leave proceed on their leave. Turning now to the world of politics, after delivering one of the most inspirational speeches at the recent launch of the Citizenship Initiative political party, teacher and small business owner Rhonda Ann Lamb has been chosen as the party's presidential candidate for the March 2020 elections. The 40-year-old is new to politics, but is confident that the party she helped founded will do well at the polls. Speaking to news source this afternoon, Ms. Lam, who is a mother of 4, said her decision to enter politics was as a result of becoming tired of the type of politics being practiced locally. She is the 3rd woman expected to lead a political party into the 2020 elections. All 3 of those parties are new and considered small parties as they try to rally more supporters behind them ahead of nomination day and the elections. Nomination day is set to take place on the 10th of January, giving the parties just about 1 month to get all of their documents, nominations, and candidates in place for the elections. The Citizenship Initiative presidential candidate explained to news source that the party is not only focused on getting into parliament. She said the party is also focused on getting citizens actively participating in discussions with their leaders who make the decisions on their behalf, and not just every 5 years. Turning now to the courts, although doctors who were consulted declared that the Cumming Street man was not fit to stand trial, the police went ahead today and filed criminal charges against him for the murders of 2 vagrants on Regent Street. 3 weeks after the murders and the arrest of a suspect, 24-year-old Devon Johnson was marched before the chief magistrate today and charged with the murders of Andrew Benjamin and Raymond Samaru. The 2 homeless men who slept on the Regent Street pavement were attacked, beaten, and stabbed to death hours apart on the 11th of November. The double murder accused was not required to enter a plea to the indictable charges. The police prosecutor told the court that the man underwent a medical evaluation following his arrest. That evaluation led to him being deemed unfit to stand trial. However, the prosecutor told the court that the murder charges were still recommended by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. It may now be up to the court to determine whether the man ought to be committed to a psychiatric institution. The accused was remanded to jail today and has been ordered to report back to court later this month for the continuation of the case. Across the region with Samuel Suknandan is up next.
Flavor, food, fun. Guyana, it's back. UNCAP 2019 continues. Join us at the Guyana National Stadium at Providence for the Agro-Processors Exhibition and Food Festival. Enjoy local products that have been made, mixed and blended to perfection. It's all happening on Sunday, December 8th from 10 a.m. Enter the Savor the Flavor competition for a chance to win exciting hampers with fantastic local foods, personal care items, and so much more. Don't you miss it.
There once was a man named Stan whose business needed a new plan. Christmas was coming, this much was true. He needed some help but didn't know what to do. Then fast as a flash, 3 helpers did come from Republic Bank. They came with some. One had low interest rates, one reduced equity, one with approval so quick and easy. Now Stan is the man and his business is booming. Christmas is good and he is winning. Reach more customers and boost your business with a Republic Small Business Loan today.
At the most critical life-changing moments, the National Insurance Scheme is here to ensure that your needs are covered. Access reimbursement for medical expenses for various aspects of your medical care. We know that eye care is of utmost importance. Receive assistance with our Spectacle Care voucher. Visiting the dentist? Dental care is also covered under our sickness benefit services. Offset the funeral expenses of a loved one with costs covered by our funeral benefits. National Insurance Scheme. We're there every step of the way.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
Taking you across the region right now, I'm Samuel Suknandan. We start off with news in the Caribbean. A U.S. Marine has been charged with illegally smuggling guns into Haiti as part of what he told investigators was a plan to train the Haitian army and bring stability to the country, according to court documents. Jacques Durousset was arrested November 12 in Haiti after the authorities there discovered 8 firearms body armor and a U.S. Marine's uniform with his tag on it in his checked luggage. Mr. Durousset is a native of Haiti and was an active duty Marine when he was arrested, according to court documents filed in the U.S. District Court. The U.S. Attorney's General Office declined on Monday to say where Mr. Durousset was being held or provide information about the case beyond what was in the court documents. Let's now take a look at what's happening in Latin America. 15 countries have banned 29 Venezuelans, including the country's President Nicolas Maduro and his close allies, from traveling within their borders as part of diplomatic efforts to push him to step down. A meeting that took place on Tuesday in Colombia included representatives from various Latin American countries under the OAS discussed new measures to support the re-establishment of democracy and respect for human rights in Venezuela as part of a strategy to stem migration flowing from that country. But Maduro dismissed the move and called it a strategy to divert attention from other issues, including in Colombia. Some 500 people linked to Maduro have already been targeted by various sanctions. And finally, international news. U.S. President Donald Trump has restored tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Brazil and Argentina because those countries' weak currencies had made it harder for U.S. food exports to compete. The announcement came as a symbolic slap in the face of Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro, who has positioned himself as Trump's closest ally in the Americas. The U.S.'s long-running trade war with China has benefited Argentina and Brazil, as China has bought more agricultural goods from the Latin American countries in retaliation. But both countries are struggling economically. And that's it for your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Have a good night.